Ladies, it is no secret that we're literally taking the entrepreneurial world by storm, and I'm so freaking proud of that. So today I wanted to talk to you about 7 key habits that every female entrepreneur absolutely needs to incorporate into her strategy, into her habit, into her life in order to get where she's going faster. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm so pumped to create this video because it's a question that I get asked all the time on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and I'm really excited to share with you everything that I've learned over the past 7 years about becoming a successful female entrepreneur. So the first habit is to take your health as seriously as you take your wealth. And ladies, this one is a big one. I am so freaking passionate about this topic because I feel like, especially as female entrepreneurs, we're wearing a billion different hats. I mean, think about it. It's like we have 3 or 4 jobs, depending on how many responsibilities we have, from running our own companies and being CEOs and kind of trendsetters and, trying to make it happen in a man's world. On top of that, we're usually wives and maybe even mothers. And so we have to be nurturing our families and, taking care of everyone and being the glue that holds everything together. It is crazy. I'm not a mom yet, but I can't even imagine what that's gonna be like. So it's so important that we take our health seriously and we actually start to think about our health as a business strategy. Yeah, let that one sink in. I'm serious. We need to start thinking about investing in our own well-being, in our body, in our mind, in our soul as a means to getting where we want to go a lot quicker. In the culture that we live in, it's so easy to push ourselves to burnout, and burnout is a real thing. Like, I've been through it 3 or 4 times. It is not pretty, and it's actually cost me tens of thousands of dollars in lost opportunity. So we got to put our CEO hats on and start really chartering our own health and implementing small strategies that can help us get to where we want to go faster so that we can always perform at our best. So here are some practical applications. Make small deposits into the bank of your health, which will inevitably lead to more wealth. And you can do simple things like making sure that you're eating hearty meals, right? That can be really stressful and very difficult to do, especially if you have a very chaotic life. So for me, one of the things that has been a game changer has been using my Sundays, to take 1 hour and just meal prep. Actually planning my meals, writing down a quick menu of exactly what we're gonna eat, and then keeping it consistent. So just batching it completely, right? I have pretty much the same breakfast every day, lunch and dinner, and I have lunch and dinner, I cover for my husband. He takes care of his own breakfast. That helps so much. Another thing that's so important is just starting your day with a quick workout. And even if you can't take out, 15, 20 minutes to work out every single day, multitask, girlfriend. That is your best friend. I mean, there's days where things are so chaotic for me. You'll see me like brushing my teeth while I do some squats. I'll be like getting dressed and making sure that I'm doing some leg stretches. And you just want to make sure that you're keeping your body active as much as possible. Lately, I've been loving 10 to 15 minute yoga segments, and sometimes I just do it in the middle of my day when I'm taking a lunch break, just stretch and just, kind of recenter, and that helps so much. Habit number 2 is to sleep your way to the top, and not in the way that you're thinking. Get your mind out of the gutter. I really literally mean take time to sleep. Sleep is so important, so critical, and it's a non-negotiable in my life. Listen, girlfriend, I take my 9 hours extremely seriously. And you might say, well, Kim, that's easy for you because you ain't got no kids. Well, guess what? The most powerful women in business understand the power of sleep. Take JLo, for example. She's extremely busy, a celebrity, and a powerhouse entrepreneur, and she still makes 9 hours sleep a non-negotiable. In her book, Thrive, Arianna Huffington talks about waking up in a pool of her own blood. That's crazy. So she was basically running her entire Huffington empire, right, from the ground up, while she was also raising 2 little girls as a single mom. And she literally collapsed on her office floor from exhaustion, hit her head on the corner of her desk on her way down, and woke up in a pool of her own blood. That is crazy. So in her book, she says the following: as I've gone around the world speaking about the themes in the book, I've been thrilled to see firsthand evidence of a global awakening. More and more people of all ages and from all walks of life are coming to realize that there is more to life than climbing the ladder, that we are more than our resumes, and that we don't have to buy into the collective delusion that burnout is the necessary price we must pay for success. So of course, you know I'm gonna make this super practical, and the first thing I recommend is getting yourself some kind of wearable biometric watch. I love this thing. I personally use the Garmin Vivio Smart 4, and this little thing tracks my sleep. It tracks, you know, how my stress levels are happening throughout the day, how much energy I have, my steps, all that good stuff. Girl, don't forget to hack your circadian rhythm. That means getting some direct sunlight for at least 10 minutes every single day, going to sleep at the same time, and making sure that you have a solid sleep routine so that you can get in that snooze time. And if you need some motivation to actually get in some Z's, let me just tell you this. Have you seen what J-Lo looks like at 50? Girl, that is all the motivation I need in my life to get in my 9 hours of sleep, because if I can look even remotely close to what she looks like at her age, I'm down, girlfriend. Habit number 3 is to plan your buns off. And I'm serious about this one. If you know anything about me, I love taking time to plan not just my yearly goals, but break them down into quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, and daily goals. But seriously, that's a ton of goals. Really what it comes down to is planning ahead of time, right? What doesn't get planned does not get finished, does not get completed. You've heard that a million times, and it's so true. Every female entrepreneur that I know who has any level of success has harnessed the power of planning, right? Getting things done is so critical in your business, and balancing that with your personal life can be very challenging. But if you plan in advance, if you take, just 10 minutes every single day at the end of your day to plan what you're going to work on the next day, that can really build up to some amazing momentum. The next habit I have for you is to rest, my darling. And sleep and rest are 2 very different things. What I mean by rest is to unplug and re-energize. Pour something back into your soul so that you can show up as your best self in your work, for your family, maybe for a spouse or your kids if you have them, and really just become a better human being. When women, we're overly stressed, we're overworked, we're burnt out, we just can't show up as our best selves in the world. And really, those female qualities that we have of being nurturers and then very strong, powerful women, being smart and wise and strategic, the world needs those gifts. So it's very important that you don't feel guilty about taking some time to unplug every single day. Maybe that means waking up a little bit earlier, as long as you have your good, at least 8 hours of sleep every night. That's fine with me. And then having that time for yourself. One of the things that I find most women do not have is a hobby. And I used to be one of those women too. Like, I would not have anything other than my business that I would obsess about. And so it just became this vicious cycle where I was just working all the time. If I wasn't working, I was thinking about work, and I don't want that for you. Get a hobby, something that you truly enjoy, that you can literally pour your heart into and lights up your world, makes you joyful, makes you happy, and allows you to show up for your work as your best self. The next habit that is absolutely critical. If you don't take anything out of this video, this is the habit for you. Make sure to read at least 10 pages every single day. Listen, Elon Musk credits building rocket ships to reading books. Warren Buffett reads 500 plus pages every single day. And Bill Gates makes it a point to read at least 50 books every year. So, what do all 3 of these billionaires with a B have in common outside of being men? Yeah. They're all readers. You totally need to incorporate this habit into your life if you want to up-level every single area of your business and your personal life. There's so much that we can learn through other people's journeys. Reading a book is literally like gathering all the wisdom from someone else's life. So the more you read, the more knowledge you're going to accumulate. I don't have to sell you on this because you already know how important it is, and you can make it practical by just reading 10 pages every single day. Now, I have to give my husband credit for this one. This is a habit that he helped me implement into my business, and it's helped so much because I love reading. I've always been an avid reader, but it always felt like I never had enough time to read. So one of the things I've learned through his book club, which he runs, I have to give him a shameless plug. Check out the VIP book club. I'll link it below. Anyway, he showed me that I could totally break down my books into 10 pages every day. And most of the time I could read one whole book every single month. That's been a game changer in my business and something I highly, highly recommend that you implement too. And so that brings me to my next habit, and that is to take control of your money. And I don't know about you, but money can be really scary sometimes, especially when you're trying to grow a business and you have to handle both your personal finances as well as your business. It's a lot. But listen, if you take control of your money, not only will you feel like a crazy sense of peace, you'll also make wiser decisions as you grow your business and as you grow your personal wealth. Some of my favorite apps to help you stay on track with your budget are mint.com. Love that tool. Love that tool. Use it to budget our personal finances as well as the business. And then there's another awesome tool, Credit Karma, that you should totally check out. Keep tabs on your credit. Make sure that your financial life is sparkling clean. And one more thought on the money thing. Listen, y'all, with the advent of social media, I feel like it's just been a crazy barrage of people showing off expensive Chanel purses and Louis Vuittons and like just, you know, the luxe Lamborghinis. And the majority of creators that are showing you those pictures, they don't actually own that stuff. They either buy it and then return it, or they're renting a car for a day and then showing it off. I don't really understand why. The reality is wealthy people, they don't do that because they don't need to prove their worth to anyone else on the internet, and you don't either. So the next time you feel a little bit tempted to live above your means, stop that nonsense. It is so much more important to reinvest in your business, to be able to have a great safety net in case something goes wrong, to reinvest that money into an asset that's going to make you more money than it is to just spend it all trying to look the part. That's ridiculous. And one of the areas that women can often fall trapped to. And hey, I'm not saying that you can't treat yourselves to some beautiful Louis. But one, make sure that you can pay for them cash. Two, make sure that it's a smart investment in terms of where you're at in your business. And three, use the Kim method. Whenever I'm tempted to buy something luxe and treat myself, I think about how much money am I actually going to get back on that piece? Is it really going to give me $1,500 worth of joy, Marie Kondo style? Or can I take that money, reinvest it into something like Facebook ads, and make a hell of a lot more money? Just food for thought, just my opinion. And the next tip is just to run your life like a boss. And I mean this in the best way possible. You run your business like a CEO, like the leader of your company, and you need to run your life like a business too. This is so critical and so important. Remember, your business is a reflection of who you are as a person. So if your personal life is chaotic and messy and just plain full of drama, your business will probably be too. So instead of that, make sure that you implement the same strategies that you do your business into your life. Like for example, being super organized, making sure that you are planning your weekends and your weekdays, plan your meals, make sure that you have some sort of system to where you're keeping some sort of checks and balances, and get yourself an awesome support system. Remember, don't just run your business like a business, run your life like a business too. And the last tip I have for you is to implement a morning routine and an evening routine. Now, I'm sure you've seen so many videos all about morning routines and evening routines, and I promise I'm gonna get a video up for you guys on the one that's worked for me the most so that it can inspire you. But Evening routines and morning routines are critical. They really help set the tone for your day. They help you show up as your best self, and they also allow you to disengage and have a hard deadline to where you're transitioning from your work life into your personal life. And if you're working from home like I do, that can be a huge challenge. So get yourself a simple morning routine. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's, and make sure you also have a evening routine in place so that you can transition back and forth easily between your personal life and your business. All right, so I hope these female entrepreneur tips were helpful. I hope that you're implementing at least one of these habits into your life. And if you are, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. So that's the question of the day. Which one of these habits will you be implementing into your daily life? I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now. Ladies, as female entrepreneurs, we all want to get to the top. Like, that's no secret, right? That's not what I meant to say. Sorry. Okay, again, over. Okay. But here's the really important thing. No, let's start over. Okay, all right, starting over. Ladies, wait, no. Okay, here we go.